Conspiranormal Podcast proudly presents the Strange Realities Conference. Strange Realities. Come join us for one day of presentations on the paranormal with live music at night featuring Tim Banal,
The Rise and Fall of the Flat Earth Theory,
Joshua Cutchin,
Alien Hybrid Lore,
Joe Damari,
Pushing the Limits of Reality,
Guy Malone,
Roswell 1947, What Really Happened,
Timothy Renner,
Pennsylvania Wildman,
and added to the lineup, Mark Anthony Wyatt,
Cornish Legends and UFO Sightings,
Zach Hunt.
Presentation of his book Unraptured,
Followed by a live recording of the Conspiranormal Podcast. More speakers and music acts to be announced. October 19, 2019, SIR Nashville.
Tickets and info at www.strangerealitiesconference.com. $40 at the door, $30 pre-sale.
I think we need to fire this thing up.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.
Cruising with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruising with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruising with Steve.
Welcome back to Cruising with Steak. Grimsteak here, coming at you live Tuesday night on Grimerica FM. It's October 15th, 2019. Here we are. It's Rocktober. It's Rocktober. And I'm joined with just a myriad of guests. Is myriad a word I should use? I don't think so. Let's say
cornucopia.
A cornucopia
myriad
of guests.
It's just myriad, though, not myriad.
Okay, all right, thank
Joined
you.
by myriad guests.
Myriad guests. Grammar. I got, of course, he's the fox to my hound, Mr. James Cruz.
Ow!
Hell yeah.
The lady to your tramp.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And we also got, from the depths of Cthulhu, Subject Cthulhu.
I got a mouthful of bacon.
And I love it. That's how I love you, Jer. And we also got Mr. That Guy with us.
Tuesday. It's Cruising with Steak Jam.
Heck yeah, it is. And we also got Mr. B.Strut Bill.
What's up, my dudes?
Hey, my dude.
You are.
Man, we got a list. We also got Mr. Flavortown coming at you hard.
Hey, ho, ho. That 5.6 has got to go.
Don't believe the 5.6. And we got Mr. Mellowhorus coming at you.
Don't believe it.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Gordon Rupe.
What's up, you guys? I'm just with my homies, still on the west side.
There we go. Man, what do we got? We got 8 people in here tonight, loading it up.
Yeah.
Controlled chaos, you guys. Controlled chaos.
But no Suze.
No, we have no female representation tonight.
Yeah,
but,
no Suze. But shout out to Suze, though. She said she's out. She said she's out playing Crazy Grandma, but I'm pretty sure she's not playing.
She's with, she's with the grandkids. So send that out.
I'll choose to self-identify as the female for this episode.
Flavortown will supply all the estrogen we need for this episode.
Flavortown is a fluid.
Oh man, so what's new and exciting, guys? What's the hot topic? What's going on? There's the Dem debates going on tonight, which is probably just a shit show. I'm glad you're tuning in to Cruising with Steak instead, you people out there.
Please tell me you guys saw the Saturday Night Live where they were doing the Democratic debate. Oh my God!
I might have heard a clip from it. Was that when everybody was just, it was just a complete shit show, and then they're like, well, those are the people you got to choose from. So
no, it was this past Saturday.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh my God, it was hysterical. I can't even quantify it in words. But Kate McKinnon, doing her impressions is just. She's like the Phil Hartman of this Saturday Night Live.
She does nail some pretty good impressions. She is very good.
But nobody could top, what's her name doing Sarah Palin, Tina Fey.
Oh yeah,
nobody can beat that impression.
That was pretty legit.
Well, that whole thing, the whole reason, like when she did that, that's why everybody thinks that Sarah Palin made the comment, like I could see Alaska from my backyard. Like that was Tina Fey that said that, but everybody associated it with Sarah Palin. Like
I know it was great.
It was great.
It was great.
The meme just became
They look
alive.
so much alike.
Yeah, dude, she was identical. She nailed it.
Sometime, if you get a chance, you got to go look at Lewis Black's skit about Sarah Palin and her Farmville.
Farmville?
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Just look up Lewis Black Farmville Sarah Palin. It's hilarious. I'm not gonna blow it for you. Just go look.
Did you guys hear about Michelle Bachmann's latest claim about climate change?
No.
Oh my God!
This isn't a baby eating thing, is it?
No. It was funny because she said
Michelle Bachmann.
Michelle Bachmann, the crazy.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah, she said that climate change is a hoax because God promised Noah there wouldn't be any more floods.
Well, there you go. That's all the evidence I need.
No, that's ass backwards. That's why people say that we're all going to die in a fire.
No flood.
Checkmate.
Yeah, no,
That's what you get for having a demon as a god.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, very true, Jer. Very true. Everything's demons.
Is anything interesting happening, anybody this week?
Isn't this weekend the Strange Realities conference that's going on down in Nashville, Tennessee? So you guys,
for those of you not watching, Jerry is shaking his head. Yes,
yes, it is.
I still have a mouthful of bacon.
So yeah, you got your ticket, Mellowhorus. Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never been to a con before, so
dude, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a very unique con, like unlike any. I mean, it's just gonna be small and awesome, and you're probably gonna have a blast.
And it's dope. It's like
should have went.
Or 15 minutes from my house. It's like not far at all.
That's awesome.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You should have like an after party, and everybody will come over and
no,
trash the place and piss the neighbors off.
I see you just looking around your apartment. Nah, we're not doing that.
Dude, it could happen.
I'm just gonna kind of flow with whatever goes on there. I think it's gonna be fun.
That's the way to do it.
Dude, we're all meeting at Mellowhorus's house.
Just go.
Well, I think they're like having music and shit. And
yeah,
like,
they're going to record an episode of Conspiratorial afterwards.
You'll have a blast.
Oh yeah, there's going to be an
The good thing about this, it's going to be so small that the next one you go to is going to be awesome compared to it.
But
there's still in size. But
there's still going to be that ratio of beam me up Scotty t-shirts.
No,
not at this one. This one's kind of.
This is going to be a much more intimate thing where you're going to get to hang out with these guys.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like it's almost like our little podcaster circles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's from the guys from Conspiranormal. They're putting it on in Nashville.
I hung out with most of them at
Paramania, right?
Paramania, right?
Yeah.
And whenever the hell that was, March, April.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah, man, you guys are gonna have a good time. So yeah, go check that out if you're in the Nashville area. Shout out to Adam. Hopefully he's still listening. But man. What other kind of news we got, guys? What's happening? Is Trump impeached?
Biden battles back.
Biden battles back?
Oh,
is he trying to push the Russia stuff off of him? I saw that there was like I'm pretty sure that Hunter Biden's making the rounds right now. He quit some Chinese
I think
company.
that's why.
He quit some company that he's like the board of China on, and now he's like
who?
Hunter Biden? Yeah, who?
Literally who?
He didn't quit. Okay. His contract ran out in April.
Ah.
He had a contract to be on the board of directors?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, the whole thing's weird. But go listen to that interview. The dude just sounds like a total asshole. Just his demeanor, his body language. He's a dick. The guy's a dick.
He seems just like a douchey college frat boy, or just like, he was just raised on money and is spoiled and sort of just lives that life. But then again, when you're a politician's son like that, a successful politician's son, you kind of.
I forget who the interviewer was, but she said to him, but do you think it was inappropriate for you to take the job? And he's like, look, listen, I already told you. That was the whole interview. It was very contentious.
It's just a fucking mess, man. I just,
It is. It's because everything that Biden's done, Trump hasn't done yet. They're accusing him of doing it.
Yeah.
And it's wrong for Trump to be accused, it's a fucking circus. So here's the deal. Ignore it all because it's not anything real. Whatever is going on is not real.
Well, nothing's going to come of it.
No, but they may be actually investigating people and doing interviews and shit, but it's of no consequence because they have not voted to start a formal impeachment hearing.
It's exactly. It's all like, it's just some informal inquiry that they're doing or something. It's ridiculous.
They're doing this. Somebody's echoing really bad.
Oh, hold on. That's my setting. That's just coming through Zoom. So there we go. All right, we're good.
So
I want to know why Pence has been so quiet.
Who?
Pence. He's been really, really quiet.
He had an interview today.
He has no reason to say anything. He's just an idiot. He's a patsy from Indiana that they swooped him up. He did nothing in this state. He's just there. Like, they just put him in places. He's nothing.
The new age Dan Quayle.
Well, yeah, anyway, man. Like, literally, Dan Quayle came from Indiana too.
No. Dan Quayle would be pumping your gas if his daddy wasn't important. Right? Now, Pence is legit. He is sandbagging like a motherfucker right now. He's staying quiet. He's just waiting for somebody to fuck up and actually file articles because it's 100% win-win for him. Either he ends up with being the president because somebody kicks him out, which isn't going to happen because there's nothing there, or they're going to fuck up so bad, even if they succeed in impeaching and having some kind of a censure against him, like Bill Clinton had. So what? If you censure a businessman, nobody gives a shit. If you censure a lawyer, he can't practice law, which is what happened to Bill Clinton.
Well, you have. I mean, if they don't impeach him, then people are going to complain that the Democrats don't do anything. If they do impeach him, they're going to martyrize him. And I mean, if he, runs in 2020, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say he's not getting reelected.
Oh, no way. He is going to.
Are you high?
He's going to win.
He's going to win. Are you kidding me? He's going to.
Oh, wait. Hold it, guys. Yeah, you're safe. He's not going to get reelected.
He's going to win.
There's no way. There's no way he's going to get reelected. We'll go with that. It's okay.
But we don't know.
No way.
We can say that.
He's going to take every fucking electoral vote.
Yeah.
Watch.
I mean, there's no way he's not going to win. The Dems have nobody, and all this, 90% of America sees through the complete bullshit that's going on. And
they've alienated their base with all this bullshit, radical crap.
I'm going to laugh my ass off when the popular vote goes to Trump, and then California, New York, and freaking Colorado have to cast all their votes for
because they're trying to get rid of the electoral college. They've already passed that in the States.
All right, there's too many people.
I was reading, what was it? Ohio's the big going to be the big swing state in 2020, or was it Iowa? It was one of the two.
Minnesota.
I can't recall.
I think it's going to be Guam.
I also remember the polls saying that Hillary Clinton was going to win by 70%, the day before the elections. I have a hard time believing any of these polls or anything that they're talking about.
The polls say Biden's in the lead, so there you go.
Well, and then there was that one poll saying that Drudge Report put out and Fox News grabbed onto, saying 51% of America wants to impeach and remove Donald Trump, which was a very strange poll.
Yeah, but it's Drudge. Does anybody take Drudge seriously?
Exactly. I mean, but what's going on with Drudge? It's like Drudge suddenly took a 180 and is all attacking on Trump now. Which
they got bought by CNN.
Oh, they got bought by CNN? Is that what happened?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, well, I mean, I believe it. I honestly believe it. Matt Drudge just sold out. I mean,
do you guys pay attention to Daily Wire at all?
No, I don't.
Okay,
pay attention to what?
The Daily Wire. It's
Ben Shapiro's joint.
It's owned by Ben Shapiro.
Yeah,
we
I don't like that guy.
No. So no, they had a.
You don't like me?
No.
What's your problem with me?
Not
I don't like
you.
that guy. Yeah.
they had a
nobody likes that guy.
They had an article on there about this paper a professor had written, and the paper in comparison is a very brilliant paper. The name of the article was college professor calls SpongeBob SquarePants racist and segregist.
I saw something about that. Yeah.
Right. And I, being me, could not help myself, and I read the paper she wrote.
Oh shit.
And she was comparing Bikini Bottom to the actual coral in the Marshall Islands that Bikini Bottom's named after. The Marshall Islands, it's a 22 different islands. They were invaded by us in the mid 1930s up until like 1960.
Mm-hmm.
So the comparison is there's no real indigenous people in Bikini Bottom, right? So she's comparing the cartoon characters to the different races and, you know, so on and such. And I'm reading this article on the Daily Wire and I'm laughing so hard I peed myself a little bit because whoever wrote the article didn't even read the paper. They just took like the headlight, the blurbs, like the headline blurbs out of it and threw it in an article and said and was talking just, oh my God. The paper was brilliant though. I think I have the link to it, but yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that.
The paper was brilliant, except for a lack of research credibility and a byline.
No.
It was hilarious. It seemed like a troll paper, like very trolly paper.
The article sucked. The theoretical paper was brilliant. Yeah.
It was a theoretical paper?
The one that she was comparing Bikini Bottom to real life. So, like, for example, SpongeBob represented, you know, XYZ indigenous people, whereas, you know, the invading, you know, that kind of thing. Like on SpongeBob, all the crabs are in love with money. And so that represented capitalism and so on and so on. It was all
I'm really rich.
Wait, so you're saying this person wrote a college level paper and published it on the symbolism in SpongeBob?
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. That's but you know,
quoting
the level of our education system.
Quoting Andy Warhol, she's obviously deeply superficial.
So there are two tropes this week that came up that I think we should talk about.
Let's hear
it.
What do we got?
The first one is this term climate justice.
Climate justice?
Yes.
So wait, does this have to do with how disenfranchised people, it's like racism almost? That climate change is racism?
Yes, pretty much. And that these people, these immigrants deserve to be let into your country because they're fleeing climate injustice. And they're being harmed by the climate and the management of said.
So two things.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. If there is to be climate justice, expect that from social change.
Run that by me again.
If we're expecting climate justice,
okay,
should we expect that to come from social change?
Climate justice coming from social change?
Social justice coming from climate change.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. And my answer would be not fucking likely.
No, but they want governments to restrict, you know, and whatever. They want the governments to change laws to stop climate change.
Okay, so here's an interesting corollary with that. There was an analysis that I saw today, and it was from a journal called 4chan on Paul, and it was an analysis of the carbon footprint of people that were leaving the countries that they're leaving and migrating to Europe, and their carbon footprint after.
It balloons when they leave.
It does, and it's like 12 times larger or something like that. I don't know,
because they don't have all that shit to consume in their country.
Exactly. So the responsible climate change thing to climate control that would make justice for climate would be to not permit the mass migration into more affluent economies.
Yes, I agree. I was just bringing it up because it's a ridiculous two words put together, and they expect people to understand
climate
what
justice.
it means.
Yeah, it's a trigger word to get the millennials and Zoomers to get on board.
Buzzword.
It's a nonsense term used to hook into people's subconscious.
The Climate Justice Alliance formed in 2013 to create a new center of gravity.
Whoa. The other thing was, this chick came out today and said that time, like space-time is racist.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Because it's white men who control time.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, they created the sun
Oh my
to
God.
revolve around the Earth and create this system.
Hey man,
that we
you
have.
got it wrong. The Earth revolves. No. The Earth is in the center of the universe. Remember what the Bible said.
That is true.
Exist.
That is true.
I so wish I would have known a long time ago that we control time.
The Earth isn't real.
Really?
No, I mean, really, all that exists is the 100 feet around us that is randomly generated in our fog of war scenario that we're walking around.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be late for anything.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, those things, other things outside of our reality isn't real.
Nah.
Probably.
I feel like there's like a chorus. I feel like there's a chorus of Comfortably Numb coming up or something. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I heard I heard a great insult for you, Grim. I heard a great one because you're known for your cats, and I heard this and it made me think about you. Do you just like rub Fancy Feast all over your dick and just let your cats go to town?
I've never done that.
Man, I wish I had good insults like that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's an insult? I thought that was like a question.
No, that was
kind of that sort of sounds like a fetish, like a kink fetish.
No, Cloris Leachman says it in the movie, and she's talking about the crazy cat lady. She goes, "Do you think she rubs Fancy Feast on her cooch and just lets him go to town?" And I'm like, you know what? I bet that's something Grim would appreciate.
She rubs it on her kitty.
This entire
for the
time,
kitties.
she's been on my lap, and I've just been petting her.
Cloris Leachman has been on your lap the entire time?
Wow, right on.
Damn, you got game, bro.
So, we
What are you, fucking necrophiliac? She's been dead for years.
She's been just petting a dead cat on my lap. I swear.
She's been dead for
I swear
years.
she's purring, guys.
I don't know if she's dead. Do you remember there was this? It was like a rumor. I don't know if it was true or not. So Zsa Zsa Gabor was on Johnny Carson with her cat, and Carson asked at some point, "Can I pet your pussy?"
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that clip.
Well, I have never been able to find it.
Really?
What I'm about to say, I have not ever been able to find. So she says, "Can I pet your pussy?" And she goes, "Why, certainly, darling." And he goes, "Get rid of the cat."
I remember exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Can you move the cat, please, or something like that? Yes.
Never had.
Cloris
Although,
alive and well and 93 years old. Sorry, just looked it up.
The other one I remember is it was what was the one with the Newlywed Game, the Chuck Barris thing, right?
Oh yeah.
And where's the weirdest place you ever made whoopee? And the chick answered, "In the butt."
Yeah, that was
be the butt, Bob.
Actually, that was.
I did see that one.
That's
true. That was a rehearsal show and not an actual show.
Oh,
that never made it to air.
Yeah,
but it made it. But it made it to like the best of bloopers thing that Dick Clark used to do. What was it? Him and Ed McMahon used to do that blooper show.
That was my Ed McMahon laugh.
You know,
I was going to try to give you the Heimlich maneuver.
According to Snopes, that story is false.
Which story?
The Zsa Zsa Gabor. It never happened.
Really?
Yeah, but
I've seen it.
Snopes is bullshit.
I'm just saying
effect.
though. Oh, I know. Oh, the cat one, yeah. The cat one is. I was.
It
never
doesn't
able to verify
exist,
that.
folks.
I was never able to verify, so I think it either happened behind the scenes or didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, there's a clip of Jane Fonda asking Johnny Carson about it. It's a minute long if you want to hear it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I was at a party with Ray Bradbury once.
What did he write? He wrote books.
Fahrenheit
Yeah.
450.
I wasn't at a party. I read a book once, and I think it was the Penn and Teller biography or autobiography, and they were talking about being at a party with Ray Bradbury, and he was really trashed, and he came up to me, and he was talking about milk duds, and he said, "When I was a kid, we used to call them cunts."
What?
The silence. We all just sat in it for a minute.
James took the response right out of my mouth.
This is
what?
It wasn't a joke, you know.
This is.
Go ahead, Ed, that guy. Go ahead. It's all you.
It's like collective. So for the people listening, to look at our faces, it was like collectively everyone was going, "What?"
I screenshotted, so you're good.
The first thing I thought was, "Or you are what you eat."
Well, you are what you eat. Cunts.
Alrighty.
Okay, I got you.
No,
I'm with you.
if they're a cunt, then you are. Never mind.
Already forgotten.
Woo.
So, how about that local sports team?
Man, I don't know. Let's talk about aliens, you guys.
Wrecked them. It damn near killed them.
Last night.
Wait, you had something happen last night?
Shit. Yes. Okay. So I was at my buddy's house. I like chill with him every like a few times a month, and we've been friends since I was like 16, so like 4 years. So, anyways, I'm like hanging out over there, and his friend calls us, and like he's like a mutual friend too, and he's like, "Dude, go outside. There's this line, like a straight line that's like sitting in the sky," and I'm like, "That's like a chemtrail or some shit." And it was a pretty clear night, and you know the moon was like super freaking bright.
Oh yeah, dude.
It was last night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we like go. So I was like the first one, got up. I was like, I gotta go see what this is. I was like, So we go outside, and we're looking at it, and it's clearly just like a chemtrail of some kind. And I noticed there's a light at like the left side of it, and it looked like it was going up, but at the same time, it just could have been the trail that was moving with the wind. But then as soon as
there's
we're looking at that, so we're staring at it, and I'm like, "Do you see that?" So my friend is on speakerphone, and then I'm standing next to him, and we see this huge like flash bulb to like the right in the sky. Like if like you're holding your hands up, it would be like to where your shoulder is.
Okay.
If like you have your hands up, and it was crazy because it was in clouds, and you just see it bolt down, and it did like a curve straight to like the right, and then it was gone. And I felt this like shiver of like I haven't felt from like a shooting star ever in my life. And me and my buddy looked at each other like, "What?" And we all saw it, dude. My buddy on the phone was like, "Oh my God, did you see that?"
Oh, so yeah, so he was in a different part of town and he saw it too?
Yep. Yeah,
he saw it. That's awesome.
Well, there was a meteor fall last night.
That's probably what it was.
I couldn't see it here in Colorado, but I wanted to. Of course, it was. They're like, "This is the closest it'll ever be, or it's been in the past 130 years." And
which meteor shower was it?
Oh, my wife told me the name.
The Leonid?
Leonids?
Shower or the Perseid shower?
Perseids, that's the other one I was thinking of. It might be Perseids. Maybe not.
Right around this time last year, like in November, I saw a pretty big green fireball.
Dude, the green ones are awesome.
Yeah, on my way home from work, and it did kind of the same thing where it did like you said, Mellowhorus, like a flash bulb. Like I came out of the clouds and like I could see it's like a green streak, but then it just got huge and it turned into almost looked like an artificial sun. Like it was super bright.
It was like it was like everything was just in like a big flash. Like it was like that was the only thing that was in the sky. It was crazy for a second. I swear to God, like it was like it sent a shockwave through me. I don't know what it was. Like it looked like it really could have been the meteor storm, because that's in like the whole like trend that's like going on right now.
That shock through your body was a Kundalini activation.
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, it was, and you got your DNA activated.
Your DNA is activated. There you go.
Oh shit! Everybody stand back.
Nice. Thank you.
That's why I got the crystal right next to me. Where is it at?
I will examine you when I see you next.
No, but if he breaks out a rubber glove and a
I
bottle of
was
KY,
just thinking the same thing. Yes. Let's check out your Kundalini.
Now, in Jerry's defense, that's his standard greeting. I'm just saying.
I don't remember where I saw this, but it said if you want to freak out your doctor, next time he starts putting on a glove for an examination, you put on a glove at the same time.
I usually just break out a catcher's mitt. I'm just saying.
A catcher's mitt. That reminds me when my son was born. Don't ask me why. No, I'm playing all week. Really, try the veal.
Veal, try your waitress.
We're losing James. I could tell that James was talking to one of his kids for a while. He was muted and he's looking off into the distance, and now he just vanished.
He was reading.
Really, Uncle Grim is just making a joke. He's.
Wasn't there like some kind of UFO they saw in like Baltimore or something?
There was actually. Yes, there was.
Really, I've heard about this, but I don't know anything about it.
There've been a lot of them.
So it was. There was a video that was posted yesterday. I'll post the link on YouTube in the chats if you guys want to look at it. But I watched this video, and it, just like every other goddamn UFO video,
one of the cigar videos.
Sometimes a cigar UFO is just a cigar UFO, right?
Yeah.
But
like every other UFO video, you can't tell what it is. It's the
no, you can't tell what it is. But so yes and no. So there's some interesting things that you can tell about this thing. So I took a little bit of time before the show, and I went and looked at the video and captured a few frames. It wasn't a huge, deep analysis of this, and I'm certain that it wasn't particularly accurate. But that said, what I could tell was that at the beginning of the video, which lasted about a minute and a half, in the clip that I saw, the width of whatever it was, the object, increased by about 20%. So I'm speculating based on this that it was approaching the camera position, but not directly straight on. Okay, so it was like it was getting closer and it was getting
It's
wider.
moving kind of slow. Yeah, I'm watching the video right now.
So it looks like it's moving kind of slow. It's actually moving at about 88 miles an hour from what I can tell. And the reason why I'm saying 88 miles an hour is that I found the place on Google Earth where the guy was probably standing. And,
it looks like it's a big, like almost a reservoir or something.
No, it's not a reservoir. It's the harbor in Baltimore, and it's literally it's right over the town. Wow. And anybody who would have been in the inner harbor or south of there would have been able to look up and see it if they had looked.
You could see it getting bigger. It's as he's going.
Yeah, so from where he's standing, it looks like he's pulled over right after he got off of the bridge, headed north. He's on the northbound side of where the fuck are my glasses? Hang on a second. I made some notes for myself. I'm suddenly unorganized in the middle of something that I organized for. 695 is the name of the highway. It's the Key Bridge, the highway that goes off the Key Bridge. Right. So it's 695 is the Key Bridge, is the highway that runs across the Key Bridge, I should say. So he was just on the north side of the bridge right before the toll gate. So he was looking probably it looks like he was looking west northwest-ish, sort of toward the city. And I'll post the latitude and longitude where I think the guy was standing.
It's moving just so slow
it looks like he's moving slow. It looks like he's moving slow because it's a long way away.
Yeah, and it's getting huge. Like it's getting bigger. Yeah,
yeah, getting bigger could be coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm speculating.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that it's coming at him.
They know that he's got the camera on it.
So
it's a plane dragging a sign.
Yeah, that's it.
It says.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I said.
No, I don't think it's a sign. In any case, it looks way too big for that because the thing is supposed to, from the way that it looks like it starts off almost 5 miles away. Okay, which would put it about over the harbor. There's a quarry on the south side of the harbor from there, and it started just north of. It looks like it started just north of that. I could be completely wrong. All caveats and everything. It looked like it was headed on a course about northeast, based on where I figured it started and the change in its size in the picture. So it started off about. Where's my notes? 4.98 miles away and ended up about 4.5 miles away.
Dude, the comments on this video.
And if it covered that distance, it would have been in that amount of time. It would have been going about 88 miles an hour. It looks like it started. The video started just with it over the harbor and then finished up south of the southern tip of Fort McHenry.
It's interesting. It seems pretty basic though. Like I feel like it's something that maybe like.
It's playing. The sun
88
was
miles per
behind.
hour though. That's like unless it's caught in some sort of jet stream, like maybe a balloon.
That's really slow.
Marty, we gotta go 88 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is the first thing that I thought of. I thought there's no fucking way. I thought there's no fucking way.
It's a plane with a sign. That's all it is. You could see at one point where it kind of even rolls as the plane moves. It rolls in the shape of it.
Yeah, like today there was a plane with a sign in Ohio here with the Democratic debate going on in Westerville.
But
socialism destroys Ohio jobs. Vote Trump.
You can see right here that the sun is on the other side of the sign, and the way his exposure is, dark makes the back of this thing dark. You can't even tell it's a sign because it looks black.
This doesn't look anything like a sign. This looks nothing like a sign. I'm not saying that it's not a sign. I'm just saying it doesn't look like a sign to me.
You said you'd buy the harbor?
A banner, not a sign. A banner, like one of those.
No, I know what you mean. The thing that you tow behind an aircraft, a propeller craft,
which would go about 88 miles an hour.
I think those are usually a little slower
Are
than
they?
that. Yeah, I think they're like 60 or 70, something like that.
I know nothing.
It's in that ballpark.
Okay, all right.
It's by water, so automatically it's swamp gas.
Swamp gas. There you go.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'll just say if it was a UFO, there'd be fucking helicopters and jets.
Well, the only thing that it's the slow, consistent movement. Like that's the thing that just makes me think it's something. Nothing special. Because I mean, the stuff that really gets me hard is the shit that pings around all fast and moves erratically. This is just like it's a floating thing. I'm not sure what it is. Could be a ghost rocket. We don't know.
Well, I don't have to really get into specifics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting, whatever it is.
There's been times where I've thought I've seen something really strange in the sky, and I have actually seen a UFO, but other times I think I've seen one, and it's a really bizarre light effect that happens when planes are flying. What would that be? Parallel to the setting sun, and so you don't see the wing of the plane, and the shadow of the wing of the plane like bisects the plane's body, so it looks like two small pieces just sort of like floating, and it looks very strange. And I had a moment one time where I was just like staring at it for a long time, like what the hell is that thing? And then finally one day it kind of clicked when I saw it again. I was like, oh no, that's totally just a plane like directly parallel to the setting sun. So
there was a cool video I saw. Maybe it's probably just scrolling through Twitter or something about that or Instagram or something, but it's just one of these weird anomalies when you're like there was a plane approaching like a runway, but the car must have been traveling in some type of like semicircle, like on a freeway or something, because the plane just like it was like just levitating in one spot as the car was moving, the plane's moving, they're like matching pace or something. It's one of those weird optical illusions. It's like your eyes can play crazy tricks on you.
Yeah, I would generally agree with that, except this video, the guy was actually on foot.
Oh yeah, he was standing there
outside of his car. Yeah. This was not an angular. An angular thing. This was he was standing still. The thing was the angular the rate of the bearing rate was very slow, which means that it was either headed directly at him or moving slowly. And I'm comparing the size at the beginning versus the size at the end.
Size queen.
to get an estimate of the rate of approach.
Yeah, so like to your point, like the whole like, well, maybe it's just like a sign thing. Like I've definitely seen those planes carrying banners before, but if this thing is one of those, like the sign is backlit, which means that also the plane should be backlit, so you should see the shadow of the plane in front of that sign if it is a banner being.
So in defense of the banner idea, if the plane was backlit, the height of the plane would be probably pretty similar to the banner, depending on the banner, right? I mean, if it's a single line of text,
yeah,
it's hard to say.
What you're saying.
Yeah, but this was pretty wide. This was pretty wide, tall, I should say. I'm going to see if I can. I've got a picture open here. At the end of the video, it would be about, in the picture that I'm looking at, it would be about, hang on. It would be about,
if I remember, I'll put the link to this video in the show notes for anybody.
10 pixels tall. Yeah. Yeah. Well, did I post?
Yeah, you put the link in the chats.
Okay, good. Okay. I was a dumbass, but not today. All right. So it ended at 10 pixels and it started at 8. So length and width.
There's only two companies doing, according to Poop Slinger, there's only two companies doing banners east half of the country right now. It's a dying advertisement. So the odds of this being a banner ad may be very slim.
Yeah, okay.
Huh?
All right.
The one they did today here in Ohio.
Yeah.
And do we even know that that film was taken on the day he said it was?
That is true.
That's a good question.
He uploaded it then, but who knows when he took it? UFOs.
No.
And I went to the link that's used as a source for that, and that video is not on that page.
Interesting.
Oh, the UFO Stalker page?
Yeah.
It was seized by the government.
The plot thickens. TTSA. Let's just hand it all over to Tom DeLonge.
Secret Space Program.
Secret Space. Space Force.
He drum out the truth.
Actually, I'm out here in Colorado Springs. That's what they're doing. They're doing the Space Force thing over here at the Air Force Base, Space Command or whatever it is. I met a dude at Starbucks who's in that. He just transferred from the Army to that.
Wow.
And he wasn't really talking. We were just chatting about it. And he's like, yeah, it's this really huge conglomerate. And I'm really excited about learning all this stuff. He was a really cool cat. And he was here from New Hampshire, I think it was.
Shit.
Or Maine. One of the and he was just, he's like, man, I can't wait till we're off the ground and running and
How do we get an interview with this fucking guy?
Isn't it kind of interesting how it seems like the UFO stuff always ramps up when there's some sort of Space Force shit happening? Like, it's obviously, because I mean, I feel like there was a big boom in the 80s, like when Reagan was talking about his Star Wars program, like, UFO shit was ramped up, and now it's like it's happening again with Space Force. It seems like it's just to get money for defense the budget.
I think in the 80s. I think in the 80s it was because people wanted to bang Princess Leia. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah.
I think that's the case with anything, though, Grim. I mean, whenever there's an insurge of talking about, XYZ, then all of a sudden everybody, has seen it. Everyone's experienced it. Whether you're talking about sexual harassment or UFOs or earthquakes or, I mean,
sexual harassment from UFOs.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
it's a
whole
thing.
That's the whole wrecked them, damn near killed them thing. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Those UFOs, we need some kind of gender protection for them.
Gender protection? I'm pretty sure that they're androgynous. I would assume that all.
That's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. I meant. Sorry, I don't remember what I was going to say now. We need some kind of classification for them and accept them into our country and let them vote Democratic.
Oh, so you're taking the woke angle. You're trying to make the Greys woke and Democrats.
Gray lives matter.
Gray
Our
lives
space
matter.
brothers are,
Well, yeah. I mean, Medicare for all.
Odd tastes, but
let's do it.
I think Jerry's a gray supremacist. I'm just saying.
He is a gray supremacist.
I'm a reptilian supremacist motherfucker.
I think it's okay for space to be fake and gay, you guys.
Space is fake and gay. Yeah, it's totally fine, man.
Those are two attributes of space.
We accept all of them. We're all inclusive.
Do you guys want to hear my UFO story?
Heck
yeah, let's hear it. Get in there.
Absolutely.
All right, take yourselves back to 2012 for a moment. I mean, you don't have to. But you can if you want.
Before we all died.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, before we all died.
Well,
gotcha.
So it might have been. I was in Miami on the beach, and it was about 10:30 at night. I was out looking at the beach, talking to my girlfriend at the time, now wife, and I'm talking to her on the phone, and all of a sudden, over the shore, I was probably
Tiffany
less than a quarter mile away, maybe like 200 yards away from the shore, and I could see in the like right below the cloud line, right above the shore, it was 3 lights in a triangle. And like 2 of the lights, I don't really know how to describe it. The best I've been able to describe it is like they were flapping, or like I don't know, like modulating, maybe.
Okay, all right.
Like it looked strangely organic, but it was 3 very clear lights. They weren't blinking. There was no other like blinking plain lights around it at all. It looked like it was maybe, like I said, it was right below the cloud line, so maybe 1,000 feet up at most. It seemed about the size of, well, again, it's kind of hard to judge the size because it was very like flappy and modulating, and I just kind of watched it like it was floating very, very slowly down the cloud line, and then it just sort of like disappeared eventually. And my thought is, obviously it was definitely a UFO. The logical side of me says that it was an XR-3B, the experimental aircraft that we may or may not have. At least that's what the research I did afterwards kind of led me to believe it. But again, it was that like flappy modulating thing that really like threw me for a loop. And another strange thing that I've found about that, and this kind of goes into some of the stuff that like Jacques Vallée talks about, is when I think about it, it's almost like it screens itself in my memory when I try to picture it. Like I know how to describe it, but when I try to picture it in my head, it's almost like, is that really what I saw? Or is that what my memory tells me that I saw, because it's like screen memory in a way? I don't know. It's a really weird experience. Haven't ever seen like anything like that again. And even the videos I've seen of what they claim to be XR-3Bs or TR-3Bs, I'm sorry, TR-3Bs are not exactly what I saw. I don't know. So we don't know.
So when you say it was flappy, are you talking about that it was changing in its direction? Like
no.
Small
I mean,
amounts?
literally, like if you imagine it as like if it was like a black triangle with lights on corners.
Yeah.
2 of the corners looked like wings that were flapping.
Like up and down like a bird?
Yeah.
Weird.
That's why I said it. I would have just written it off as a as a craft, but the flapping, like the organic.
No, man,
feel
that
of
just
it
backs
made it
up my belief that all UFOs are just fucking organic creatures that we don't really know about yet, that live in super high upper atmosphere and come down now and then.
Birds, which aren't real.
No, like the creatures in the abyss, but in outer space.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, if you even see some of the deep sea creatures that they pull up, they're insane. They are insane looking. No. Like, why wouldn't there be some sort of creature that lives in like the high atmosphere that we have no idea, or like even in low Earth orbit, something might be able to live in that kind of environment?
Well, that's what gets me about when you hear, physicists talking about, well, they have to live, in order for there to be life, there has to be water, there has to be hydrogen, there blah, blah, blah. Says who, man?
I mean, life in the concept that we know life as. Like, I mean,
exactly, life as we know it. Yeah,
yeah.
But who's to say that below the Jupiter, the thick
tardigrades?
Yeah, I mean, how do you know there's not something that's just underneath that, breathing its own atmosphere and says, hey, you know what? Without ammonia, there can't be life. I mean,
even just like, dude, I mean, even with just size and everything, like, how do we know there isn't some sort of insane alien species here already, but they're just microscopic or just crazy small and we don't even know they exist?
Or they're octopus.
Oh God, totally, dude. Some of those octopus videos are crazy. Did you ever see the one where they fed the octopus MDMA and just watched it go like whack? Like, dude, it was just changing colors and doing all this crazy shit.
No, I saw that on YouTube.
Yeah, man, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Maybe we could make a giant computer monitor out of an octopus array.
I don't understand, but I will definitely support it.
We put them on MDMA and we individually stimulate them with wires, and then we can make a giant
find that video on YouTube.
Planetary video display.
Did I ever tell my UFO story?
We could show the wrecking ball video on it.
Dude, let's hear some.
I thought I told. Okay, well, no. All right. I was like 11 or 12. This is Oakland, California. It was about 1:32 in the morning. My mother comes rushing into my room like her ass is on fire. And Gordon, get up. You got to come outside. Now, this is Christmas Eve. I should put that in context. We go outside, and there's this huge, ginormous, red glowing thing moving in the sky. At like, well, no, that's what I always said it was. Of
course.
And to this day, it's like convinced me otherwise. It was this huge glowing orb, and it was just going at these strange angles. And it reminded me of how the ball used to move in the game Pong, like only at certain angle. And it would go up to the right and then go straight down and then go back to the left. And we watched it for about maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. And then it just it didn't disappear, but the light dimmed out. I don't know how else to describe it.
Weird.
It was bright and then it just wasn't bright. And that was that.
Huh.
I have another sighting. One time I got pulled over, and at the time I was on probation because I got caught with like a little bit of weed.
Damn.
And I had a grinder and a pipe in my car, but like no weed.
Not a nice person.
And it just so happened to be the same week that like Bonnaroo was going on, and my headlight went out that night. So anyway, I got pulled over, and it was like this cop that didn't have anything but like all black on and like a vest, and there was a dog that was in his car, was barking the whole time. And of course he took me out of the car because I was on probation, and he just wanted to search me, for whatever reason. Just had to be me. Yeah. I was going the speed limit too. I was not even speeding. So
it's your headlight, man. They nailed you on the headlight.
Yeah. So I'm sitting outside of the car, and I'm on the highway, and like I'm kind of like reaching out and asking, whoever, the universe, like please, like help me, like something.
That's all you can do at that point.
Anything, like he's gonna find that, and he's gonna just make some money off of me, or like whatever, and take me to jail, and I'll pay a bunch of fines because of a grinder and a pipe. I'm like, this sucks. So I'm looking up, and it was a semi-clear sky. There was clouds around. It was nighttime. It was like probably 7 or 8 o'clock in mid-spring. And I'm looking up, and there's this light that caught my eye that was brighter than the other stars. And I shit you not, like I was sitting there for probably 5 or 10 fucking minutes, and he took out the grinder and the pipe, and then he was like, is there anything else in the car before I freaking search it more? Because I'm gonna freaking search it more. I'm like,
rip it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, get in the trunk. I'm like, no, sir, there's nothing else in there. That is a buddy of mine's, like, and he's like, all right, well, I'm still going to search you too. And he freaking searches me. And that light was slowly moving up. But in the beginning, when I saw it, I swear to God, it was still. Like every other star was still. But I was like praying, or like whatever you want to call it, like just like asking for help. And I saw this thing slowly move up in the sky, like in a straight line. And there was nothing else that was freaking moving. So I don't know what that was, but I don't know. Like,
so did you get arrested or what? Wait, well,
no,
so did anything come of that? Like,
yeah. Sorry. That actually went silky smooth. He
nice
looked at me and he was like, so this is the only thing, right? And it's your friends. And I said, yes. And he said, then you won't mind if I just like toss it right here. And this was this dope pipe that I smoked fucking DMT out of. And that was the first time that I ever fucking blasted off. I still have the pieces because I later on fucking got it. But you tossed it on the fucking highway and it didn't break. I broke it later, sadly. But I still have the piece. But I got that shit later. And I was free to go.
Man,
wow,
dude, getting searched by cops is the worst thing.
The dog was barking the whole time. Like all I was hearing
is the worst.
Cars passing me and that dog like barking. I was like, "You're gonna get that fucking dog out, dude! Like he's gonna go ham on me."
See, there's a great point to Mello's story and a great point to Flavor's, because Flavor, he got married to the girl he saw the UFO when he was talking to, when he saw the UFO, he got married to her. Mellow, he got his pipe back.
He got his pipe back. Yes, there you go.
Exactly. I still have it. I'm actually.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I got in this crazy, of course, car accident.
Are we gonna share stories of getting searched by cops now? Because I'm all in.
Oh man. Well, I didn't get. I got in an accident. And I was smoking this like little bubbler pipe.
Hold that thought for 1 second. We got to do this, man. We got to do this. Just hold it. I'm sorry. I'm derailing. I'm drunk.
No, man, you're fine.
This is happening right now.
Think about the whole thing again. Yes.
Share a memory that's unique to you. A memory worth retelling. And don't be afraid of being judged, 'cause cruising with Steak is a designated safe space.
Oh yeah.
Go for it, James.
So let's see. This would have been 2012-ish, 2011.
Okay, good year.
Yeah, kind of wintertime. Just going across an icy bridge after I just ripped a bowl in this it was like a Sherlock Holmes pipe. It was like this dry bubbler kind of pipe.
Yep.
It was one of my favorites. And
definitely.
And anyway, I'm driving over this bridge and the ass end of the car loops out and I just Dale Earnhardt the fucking outside wall on off an exit ramp.
Dale Earnhardt.
And I ripped the whole front of the car off and it spun out and back out into the road. It's kind of a crazy little thing. It was all in slow motion as I was as it was happening. I come across on the sides of the highways they'll have those wake up rumble strip things. They grew. Well, I could feel them sliding sideways going across it on my car.
Jesus.
And then boom, and it just cartwheeled off the wall. And then I couldn't see shit. All the airbags went off in the car and everything, man. And I was okay. It was weird. I think I didn't even think I got nailed by the airbag, which was the craziest part because
you dodged the airbag somehow.
Yeah, because I think the angle, when I hit the wall. Yeah, I went off fucking Bruce Lee on that shit. I was like, not today. Well, I think, the angle when I hit, it threw me one direction, the bag went off, so it was weird. The only thing that really messed up was my hand. It went because it was standard shift, like at a manual transmission.
All right.
And my hand flew off and like busted the stereo and shit.
Oh,
damn!
But anyway, but dude, I couldn't see anything. It smelled, dude, like just.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the listeners. I just hit a wrong button and I had a sound coming through. You guys can hear that. Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
James.
right on. Oh well, I hit this. Yeah, I hit the wall. Smoke, airbag smoke everywhere. I couldn't see shit. And then the first thing I thought of was like, "Fuck, where's that pipe?" Like, I gotta get rid of that shit. Like eventually. And it sucked too because it was winter and like it was cold as fuck, and like I just knew it was gonna be a little long morning. And
oh yeah.
So I'm like waving the dust out of there. I take the pipe and stuff. Make sure I found that, which was like all the way up in the corner under the floor. Like it's like way. Yeah, I finally found that. Got everything out of the car, and then I was standing on the side of the road, and this dude came. He pulled over, and he's like, "Man, I just saw you nail that shit." Da da da. I'm like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "Dude, I'll wait here with you, man." I'm like, "Oh." Because it was like, dude, it was like 6 degrees outside. It was fucking cold. Yeah, like, and then a lady like she stops like it's a weird like it's a real long like kind of berm like on and off ramp, and the lady stops on the other side. She's like, this old black lady. She said, "Oh, honey, oh my God!" I said, "When I seen you hit that wall, oh my God!" I just said, "Lord, hoping you're okay." I'm like, "I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you."
Hell yeah!
It was just a crazy like 1-2 punch, and I took that pipe and I stashed it, and then sure enough, later like I think the next day I took I stopped by that same spot. And there it was. I ended up picking it
nice.
up. I don't think I have it anymore. I think it broke somehow somewhere along the way. But yeah, you got to go back and get that shit, dude. You can't forget your favorites.
Another saved pipe story. See what
yep.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I literally would pass by that spot so many times, and one night I was driving around with some buddies, and I was like,
"Gotta stop."
Like on the highway, stopped, like ran out of my car. I was like, "Yes, this is exactly where." Like I went straight to it too. Like I remember exactly that spot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I put it. It was just like right down on the median of the wall there, and like no one was going there. It's like I drove past that spot 10 million times. Yeah, same thing. Just yeah, it was crazy. That was a fucking crazy wreck. Ugh. Been in too many.
Yeah, dude. Wild.
I don't know what that thing was that I saw.
Yeah, you got some.
No idea.
All right.
It's just, I kind of feel like we all kind of have our own way of describing what we see, and it's maybe a similar thing, maybe it's a whole different thing. We don't know.
But we don't know. I got this video that Jerry just linked. We're gonna listen to this, and then we're gonna go into some hate mail. So let's see. This is called Representative Adam Schiff reads a nursery rhyme. So
Jesus.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, and whipped them all soundly and put them to bed. A wise course of action.
Interesting.
What's funny is the dude who's reading it, how creepy he looks.
He looked very similar to Schiff, to be honest.
Which is pretty creepy.
Oh, what do we got going here? Boom.
James Cruz and Grimsteak. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo. GRIMTAKN. G-man, a woo. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo.
All right. We got a little bit of hate mail today, guys. Woo. This first one here. This is from Rafi from the Double Dungeon podcast. which you could
Thank you.
subscribe to Double Dungeon and listen to Rafi and Adi. They talk about their lives. It's a very New York perspective, so it's a good show, though. Good show. And he just says, your show, and it's a picture of a flaming garbage can, which I will put this picture, and that this is the entire email. Just a flaming garbage can. So we got that, and our other, I'll post that in the chats in a sec. The second one, go back. Shit. All right, dear CWS, how dare you consistently deliver a fun and informative show every week? How dare you host an array of intelligent, whimsical, and talented guests for our listening pleasure? How dare you shed light on important political and economic issues? How dare you entertain conspiracy theory while adding educational opinions on the matter? How dare you open up a Discord channel so that your listeners can engage in meaningful and meaningless discussions? How dare you come close to a 10 out of 10 perfect fucking podcast? With love, hate, and tears, Greta Thunberg. So thanks, Greta. Appreciate you sending that in. But in reality, that was Lady Eboshi.
How dare you? You didn't read it right.
No, I couldn't get the inflection. But yeah, that was Lady Eboshi. So thanks for that.
Oh, sweet.
And anybody who she made her podcast debut. She was on our anime show that we just released the other day. So check that out. And Spangly Spuns made his podcast debut too. That was a pretty fun show.
It was a blast, man.
Yeah, and every 2 weeks we're gonna be doing an anime show. So, if you don't like it, delete it. If you love it, listen. I don't give a shit, but it's happening, and I'm having fun. Attack on Titan, it's coming.
It's coming.
Attack on Titan.
Anime.
Watch anime.
Yes,
it's good for
Trust
you.
me. I used to hate on it. It's pretty cool.
Everybody does. It's a knee-jerk reaction.
Same here, man. I was the same way, and I can't stop
you think,
watching
fuck
it.
that. That's fucking
Have you seen? Has anyone seen that documentary called "I Know That Voice"?
No, but I think we talked about this before. It's about voice actors, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's this one woman, and she talks about she apparently doing Japanese cartoons for America is like her gig. That's her specialty. And she said the hardest part is being able to fit all the words in because they animate it to the Japanese language. So you have to go ahead and put all the English words into what they animated for the mouth because they can't alter the animation.
Right. Well, that's why they do mouth flaps. Like if you notice that, like all anime is like mouth flaps, and then the ones that do, there's very, very few, but they'll actually animate the mouths to like mouth the words.
I wish I had mouth flaps.
Yeah, dude, mouth flaps. They're just bah, 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 bah. They're just going.
I want the kind like on Rick and Morty to hang down like.
Yes, the lips. Dude, Rick and Morty season 4. It's happening. It's all happening, you guys. Rick and Morty season 4.
It's a great show.
Good. Flavortown, you got some hidden history, or does anybody else have any topics to talk about? Bill, I haven't heard much come from you tonight. What's going on over there, brother? You're just kind of hanging out.
I'm just. Yeah. I lurk in the chats, and I guess I'm lurking here tonight on this episode.
All right, I respect that.
He's a professional lurker.
He's a professional lurker. We love him, though.
I'm lurker in chief, man.
Lurker in chief.
I put the IMDb thing for "I Know That Voice" in the chat. So.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Which if you guys are listening in podcast form, which I know there's a lot of people that listen in podcast form that aren't in the chats, come hang out Tuesday nights, guys. I don't know why you would listen to the show and not be here Tuesday nights. Come on.
Big part of it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Get your head in the game. Come to the Discord. Links are everywhere. There's no excuse at this point. No excuse.
Hey, Graham, I thought you'd like this shirt, this Nosferatu.
The Nosferatu with the Naruto running.
Oh, really?
Nosferatu. Yes, that's
Naruto. I like it.
I do like that. If you put a nice headband on him with like a hidden leaf.
Yeah, he needs a headband.
Yeah.
It's on sale for $12.
But I don't know. Is there any other news going on that we should address?
Here,
I mean,
I'll tell my
whole
police story. Here, I'll tell my police story.
Oh yeah, we got more stories. That's right.
When I was homeless, I used to get beat up by the cops at least twice a week. The end.
Sounds about right. Yep.
Mother effers.
Yeah.
No, that's the truth too. Sadly,
I'd believe it. Cops are scum, 100%. I don't think I didn't tell my story either. I've been arrested once and searched. Well, I guess if you count the arrested as searching, but like really searched and got away with it once. But I was delivering pizzas, and I picked up my buddy, or two of my buddies at their house, and I was like, we're cruising around and we're getting high. So, and this was at work. So like where I was delivering pizzas, all you had to do was deliver pizzas. So if there was no deliveries, you could do whatever you wanted, and it was all cash job. But anyway, cruising back roads, going along. We're smoking a joint, everything's cool. And out of nowhere, like we're on this country fucking road, and we see a car coming. We're like, it's cool, and they just hit us with a spotlight, like just because it's like dark outside, and it's a random country road. There's no reason for people to even be on it, and it's a county cop, and we're like, oh fuck. So we're just going, and we see him turn around, and he's tailing us all the way back into town, and like right when we get about into town, that's when he hits us or hits the lights, and my friends had they had 2 pipes on them and like bags, and they just jocked everything. And they pulled us out, fucking searched the entire car, and all they ended up finding was like 1 fucking stem. And they're like, we could pull you into jail right now for this. Like, dude, he had us all out. Like, he's like, we can arrest you for this shit. Like, but we're not gonna. And then dude yelled at me to clean my car out because it was just full of just empty cigarette packs and garbage everywhere. Like, it was fucking.
No, not you.
And dude, the cops were just looking through cigarette packs, and they're just like, they're getting all frustrated. Like, it was. Yeah, but I got away with
like
it.
The 8th pack.
But yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy that stopped me when I saw that thing in the sky, he told me to clean my car too.
Yeah, dude. He's like, clean your fucking car out. And I'm like, don't tell me what to do, you fucking.
I gotta look through all this shit, waste my time with you.
And then that was the day that I realized,
I'm trying
like,
to find pounds.
Yeah, like
Suck
if
it, copper.
Yeah, if I just keep my car messy, then I'm good to go. Like I don't have to clean it. like the
They
cops
eventually
won't.
give up.
Yeah, they'll just quit because they're like, I don't want to go
never
through.
clean my car.
I don't want to go through every single empty cigarette pack. Are you kidding me?
Free to go.
Yeah.
I clean out my car when the passenger side well is filled with garbage and it's starting to
when I meet a tenant, a potential tenant or a tenant for the first time, that's the first thing I do is look at their fucking car.
Yeah,
because dude, it'll morph right back into your fucking apartment,
dude. It's true. It's totally true. I 100% agree with that. Like, yeah,
it's a guarantee.
Totally, man. I'll live in my filth if I could. I don't give a fuck.
A buddy of mine in college, who shall remain nameless, but what he used to do is he just trashed his car. Like it would literally be what Jerry was talking about. There'd be a mountain on the passenger side. And
Meat Mountain.
Yeah.
And he'd get his little brother to clean his car. He'd be like, you see that pile of trash? Yeah. There are 4 $50 bills hidden in that pile of trash.
Just scam. There was never any 50s.
and
got him.
And so his little brother would go and clean the car. And this one time he's like, I only found $30. And my buddy's like, what? Where?
Wait,
what?
What?
What? I was like, see, dude, that shit caught up to you eventually. You deserve that shit.
I'm laughing so hard because there's like several people that I've like been friends with, and I used to have my car be like pretty trash, but I just got like a new one, so I've been trying to keep it as clean as possible.
Yeah.
I totally I know what you're talking about. It's
dude, honestly, like once I stopped smoking cigarettes, like I found it so much easier to keep a car clean instantly.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Dude, how bad was it when you used to go like flick the butt out and it would go flying back in the car?
Well, dude,
and
here's my thing. I there's never been a time when I wasn't driving with like a bunch of drugs on me, so I would never throw my cigarette butts out the window. Like I would never give them any reason to pull me over. So it's like I'd have overflowing ashtrays in my car and cigarette butts everywhere. Like that would be my car. Because dude, they would tag people all the time for throwing cigarette butts out the window here. Like it's fucking ridiculous. But I mean, I guess it is littering. I mean,
it is littering.
Yeah.
I guess I really don't.
So it's
only littering if you open the passenger side door.
I suppose. Dude, I was a shithead when I was probably like, I think I was 20 years old delivering pizzas at this one place, And whenever I would get stiffed on tips, I'd fucking just dump my ashtrays out in people's like driveways and just drive off like fucking assholes. Like, and then it's just I started thinking about it. Like, why do I do this stuff? Like, I was garbage, man. My early 20s and
Suzanne's
late
got
teens.
the right idea, though.
Suzanne's got the right idea?
Yeah, she's in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, smoke filterless cigarette? Oh, Suzanne's in the chat right now?
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the chats.
Roll your own.
Oh, no, that's, yeah. Fletcher's got it. Smoke filterless. There you go. Yeah.
I think that we all vape now, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I think so.
Dude, they finally shipped my juice. Dude, I've been ordering from eLiquid for like a year and a half now with no problem. Like, right when I order it, they instantly ship it out. It took 5 days for them to actually ship my juice. Like, it was crazy.
Where'd you get it from?
eLiquid. I've been using them forever. I've never had a problem. So it's...
Yeah,
they always get it here. It's free shipping, and it gets here within like 3 days. My juice. Exactly, Tim
My
Steak.
juice.
My juice.
What's the origination of that "ma" thing?
I don't know. Internet culture.
Ma. It's a lazy way to say my. I don't know.
No, it
My
has,
juice.
It has more connotation than that. Or larger connotation. Like I've heard like Sticks Hexenhammer talk like Ma Russia.
Ma Russia.
That refers to the whole Russiagate conspiracy nonsense. Right. So I mean it's an encapsulation of a larger topic.
Almost being like a retard wanting something real bad.
No, like a meme. It's like a word meme.
Okay.
No, I believe I have the answer to that, Jerry.
Yeah.
I think whenever it's used in as a response to political arguments that require, not require, but how people respond, like in defense of something, or they're making fun of people for having a stance on something, and they'll say like something like, my roads, or my guns, or my religion, or it's just kind of like mocking them.
Okay.
Just
I got
to say that they're stupid.
So Tim Steak's just mocking me in the chats right now, and I should ban him. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm interpreting what's going on because I'm looking at the chats too. So,
well, also in the past week, Washington State voted to ban flavored vape juice.
Michigan did the same thing not too long ago.
Yeah, so did New York.
What the fuck?
Not really.
This is crazy.
For what reason? My kids, my children, right?
I still argue that it's a big conspiracy from Big Tobacco.
Oh, 100% it is. Like 1,000% it is. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Because they're releasing their nice little, what is it, their Q-Qualm or whatever it is, their
Altria?
IQOS.
That thing that Adam Curry was talking about on No Agenda. Shout out to No Agenda every Thursdays and Sundays at 11 a.m. Central. But yeah, like they're because they are in the business of tobacco. They're not in the nicotine business. So it's like they need to create a product that's still using tobacco. So they're creating this
that's where nicotine comes from.
I mean, naturally it does. Well, that's like saying DMT comes from ayahuasca. You can still get DMT from a ton of different shit. Like, I'm sure nicotine comes from other stuff, right?
No.
No, it doesn't. It's strictly tobacco.
Other things have really tiny amounts.
Can they synthesize it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of think of it like this. What if it's like the tobacco? They grow it, and then the companies that make all the juice, they get their nicotine from them. So it's like they go hand in hand with like the whole thing, and it's just like a nicotine business more than tobacco business. And then like the vaping industry, maybe, I don't know, because if that's the only way to get it, unless you can synthetically,
they have synthetic nicotine now.
Oh, okay.
Non-tobacco originated nicotine.
Yeah,
and that whole rant was trash.
All the laws for nicotine and like vape juice and shit are written for. They're under the tobacco laws.
Oh,
because they contain nicotine. But these new nicotinoids, these synthetic ones, they're in this legal gray area. I don't know what they're going to do about it. But it's like they're not technically. They have nothing to do with tobacco. Right? So why should they carry any kind of tobacco warnings on them?
Yeah. I was at my
forced to, I should say.
local shop, and I was talking to them about it. In Arkansas, they haven't done shit yet, but because I was like, what if they ban colored, not colored, flavored vaping? And
Coloreds can't vape.
No more coloreds vaping.
Yeah, this is Arkansas after all.
Oh yeah.
Arkansas.
And they were like, well, if it comes down to it, we sell a bottle of, what's the stuff that's the base? That's not the flavoring. Like just
PG and VG.
PG and VG. Like we'll just sell a bottle of PG and VG with some nicotine in it, and then and over here you can buy this totally unrelated food additive flavoring, and it just happens to be the exact right amount for if you were to mix them together, you could potentially do your own thing. So there's always going to be people that are going to figure out loopholes if they, flavoring, then they'll just sell the blank juice and add flavoring to it. Like,
yeah, we'll have to make our own. But dude, right now I'm just like, can I make my own nicotine salts? That's the problem, because I'm strictly on salts now. So I guess
the whole thing with vape juice is it's going to be the modern day moonshine.
It probably will. Well, dude, but that's crazy. Like, there's literally a vape shop in every single small town in America. It's like a modern day where you could actually be a small business owner and make your dreams come true, and now they're just crushing all of it.
There's one like right around the corner from my house. Like literally.
Yeah, it is. In every single town there is a vape shop, and every single gas station has a vape section. Like it's everywhere. It's $1 billion market. And they're just gonna crush it with bullshit propaganda, which I find it convenient that all these people are dying like weeks ago, but they've done nothing so far. But there's nothing's happening now, like it's just out of the news already. It's
I don't
stupid.
understand it.
It's so
They're like,
stupid.
oh, well, 7 people have died from vaping. Okay,
no,
but
those people
what
have
about-
weak genetics and they should have died anyway.
It's what about the millions that died from cigarettes? Those cigarettes.
Well, I don't like the whataboutisms though, but I mean, it's like I really don't even know if vaping is what killed those people, and who knows if they were abusing the shit. Like they could have been using like salts and sub-ohm kits. Like I've heard stuff again on No Agenda, them talking about that. Like it's just
I know that one of the cases in question, the guy was making his own vape juice. He wasn't buying it from a store. It wasn't he was making it in his basement and shit. So like I have no idea what he put in it, but nobody does because they didn't release that information.
Basement. Give me that bathtub vape juice. I don't give a shit.
That made me think that episode of the Goosebumps where the dude is growing that like fucking plant shit in his basement, and he's like, don't go in the basement.
Yeah, which one is that? Yeah, that was I remember that one. Yeah.
I think it's called "Don't Go in the Basement."
I think it might be. Yeah, dude, Goosebumps were so good, so good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Spooky season.
Really is. Well, that's like the THC. Back to vaping. I'm still ranting about that. The THC ones. Well, they claim like I honestly think that half of it's just with the trade war with China, because the whole thing that they tried going on there was counterfeit cartridges from China coming. So I think like that. I honestly don't believe anything in the news, and it's all just manipulated to sell something or fuck with our heads in one way or another.
Like, weren't they getting the cartridges and people would fill them themselves or something?
Well, no, dude, they were just saying that they were counterfeit ones from China, which is what? What are you talking about?
Oh,
and then they came out with another story with the saying like, I'm sorry, Mellowhorus, but with the pesticides, certain pesticides that they use on the weed. Once it's like condensed down into the vape juice or whatever, like when you vape it, it has cyanide in it or some shit. Like that was another one I heard.
Yeah.
It's like they're just bouncing. Yeah. They just are throwing story after story, fear porn after fear porn with every single vaping product, because there's some angry moms that are pissed that their kids are vaping, and that's the whole thing. Like it's insane.
Yeah, but it's what Carlin used to say. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you.
Well, everything's bad for me, but let me abuse my own body. That's America.
No,
I should have
talking about I'm talking about the news.
The news,
the news too.
Yeah.
Because Carlin used to say it's all bullshit and it's bad for you.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Remember the like popcorn lung stories from a couple of years ago too?
Oh yeah.
Yep. When vape juice came out, yeah.
juice.
Well,
Watch
not when it
out.
first came. It was like a couple years ago because I tried vaping like probably back in.
It's about 5 years ago. The thing today, the thing is that there's more kids vaping today.
Yeah.
And they're vaping just because.
And wasn't there an article released right now that they found their first rat that got linked to cancer or something? Like, what did they do? Pump it full of like a ton of juice or something? Like, it's just insane.
You know what? You had to pay for the report. It hasn't been peer reviewed yet. It's bullshit.
It's 100% bullshit. All of it's bullshit. And it's probably sponsored and put up and paid for by Big Tobacco. The entire thing.
I'm starting to think none of these scientific things actually ever do anything. They just write paper.
Yeah, you know how they have those anti-smoking commercials or whatever. Like, I don't know what are some of the. I don't know. There's a guy, like a street magician, and the magician. There's like a group of teenager kids, and the guy's like, "You got a vape on you?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he pulls out like the little ones, like we have these little stick ones. He holds it in his hand. He does a little magic trick. Boom! And it turns into a cigarette. We're like, you're more likely to start smoking cigarettes. Like, yeah, like it's a fact. Like, hey,
no, that's crazy.
I don't get it. Why would you ever smoke a cigarette after that?
I'm like thrown back to those commercials from the 80s where they, paid for by the Mormons. Do you remember those fucking commercials? Like, go ahead, try it, Timmy. You'll like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Is they're trying to villainize vaping just for the sheer fact of it's taking away their revenue.
Yeah. Yeah, that I didn't get that. Yeah, it was like the real cost or whatever. Yeah, I think that's the ad campaign. But yeah, guy does this magic trick and it turns into a cigarette. Okay, now you got the idea of a cigarette in the kid's hand instead. Like, okay, I don't know. I don't really get that whole spin campaign there, but
if all I know is if they ban vaping, I'm probably just gonna go back to cigarettes.
It'll be a bad. I don't know.
I would smoke a lot less.
I definitely would not smoke cigarettes.
If I ever smoked again, I would smoke way less. Like, it'd be probably like a weekend.
I don't know, man.
I get like my 2 days of freedom, and I'll have this as like a treat. That's only the But really, though, I think I would eventually like to just not be a slave to any of that kind of shit.
I know. Same with these things too. Yeah, and ultimately, it'd be nice, but
it's better
if I started
for you.
smoking again, I'd roll my own.
I've been smoke free for.
That'd be the best way to go. You're right, Jerry.
5 years. I'm 5 years this week.
I'm 27 months, 2 years, 3 months, 27 months smoke free.
Ooh.
My doctor keeps telling me to quit smoking, but I'm like, look, I quit drinking, I quit womanizing. If I quit smoking and drinking coffee, you might as well just fucking kill me.
Yeah, you need something. Like, I don't trust a person that has a completely sober, like no substance. Like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I'm sorry.
You have to have a vice.
You need a vice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're just I don't know, man. Like those people that just don't drink coffee, they don't drink at all, they don't smoke.
Ticking time bomb.
Yeah, that's insane. You're insane.
Unless it has something to do with their health. Because if it's like their health,
well, if somebody's, because I have high blood pressure, so I can't drink I can't drink tons of caffeine.
Right.
But I have my 4 cups of coffee a day, and I'm able to not kill anyone.
Yeah.
But if it weren't for the high blood pressure, I'd probably be putting away a pod a day. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I drink about, I'd say 2 cups a day. Not a ton of coffee, just enough to get me going in the morning. Little wake up.
Now I got to light another cigarette. Thanks, guys.
That's what happens, man. When you start talking about it, you want to do it. Dude, that was the best part about smoking, like that after you eat like a big meal and you're all full and satisfied, when like you could still smoke in restaurants and like you just light up that smoke and hanging out in a restaurant. Like that's I yearn for those days. I miss those days.
Yeah, before all the pussies took over.
Yeah, man. Like I miss being able to smoke in public. It was great. And it's like when you're a smoker, I mean, when you couldn't smoke everywhere and like there's non-smoke, you meet so many fucking interesting people too. When you're gathering in the smoking area, because everybody goes to a certain area to smoke, and like you're talking and meeting people you wouldn't normally talk to. Like it's just,
that's when I worked at Rocky Horror, that's how I met half of my fucking girlfriends, was going to the
exactly. Yeah, you go to the smoking area, everybody's just like hanging out, just shooting the shit because everybody's smoking. Man,
I completely agree. I mean, now it's just everything, Jerry has talked about it before, and I totally agree with him. Everything's way too politically correct. Everyone's way too fucking sensitive. I can't get over people. It's like you present them with, facts, or you present them with,
And this is my biggest problem, because these are the people that have hijacked the Democratic Party, which is just, and that's I don't like that. Like, I mean, I would have, like 10 years ago, or even fucking 5 years ago, I would have considered myself like, I'd even though I don't vote, like I'd consider myself a Democrat. But it's like now it's like I don't agree with where you guys are going. This is nuts. Shit's just silly. Shit's silly. Or maybe it's just I'm in my 30s and they say when you get older you're supposed to be a conservative anyway. I don't fucking know.
I just whether the Democrat or Republican or independent or whatever, I don't respect the people who blindly follow.
Yeah. Think for yourself. Question authority.
Yeah, right. Whatever happened to that fucking attitude?
That went out with the 90s, I feel.
It used to be that used to be the whole thing, was question authority. Don't believe the hype. None of that shit. And now it's like everyone's just like they're
It's because of cell phones and the internet.
Honestly, it is, man.
Which is ironic, because with cell phones and the internet, you have the ability to look up this information for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to, I think I've mentioned it a couple times on the show when I was writing wrestling articles. People wouldn't even bother reading the article. They just read the headline and comment on the headline. And that is what's happening in politics. It's one thing if that's happening for baseball or wrestling or some bullshit thing, but we're talking about politics. We're talking about leaders. We're talking about laws, and you can't be bothered to look it up or research it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
All there if you know where to look for it.
No, I totally agree.
I feel like everyone's on their own path, and like majority of the masses is pretty asleep to all of this. But I feel like there is growing, and because of everybody being on the internet now and like phones and everything, we are like finding a bunch of people that are like minded, and it's a pretty badass thing.
That's the benefits of the internet for sure, man. It's definitely networked and connected all of us. Like I wouldn't know any of you guys if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah,
so I mean, shout out, amen to that.
Wouldn't know any hidden history if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah,
it's a bittersweet thing.
It is bittersweet.
But at the same time, at least we can come to a place where we can talk about these things, and we can all like see that like everything is, a fucking construct. Yeah, it's a construct. And we all kind of like have our own ways from like all of the sources that we've heard and like all of the experiences that we've had to kind of like talk about it now. And at the same time, we're being monitored.
Yes, all of it's being monitored.
It's
it dovetails itself, because before we didn't have an avenue to talk about things like, for example, like JFK conspiracy or UFOs or whatever. We didn't have an outlet. Then the internet came along. Then everybody had an outlet to talk about these things. Now these things are talked about, so we have to find something else to talk about.
You just had a crazy uncle.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. This is my theory on why things are getting so wild with like the whole gender thing, like and just like the LGBTQ, and why things are so just like in our face and ramping up, because that's the only way it seems to rebel. Like when we were younger, like all you had to do was put on a wallet chain and like dye your hair blue and spike it, and you would be rebelling against society. It's like now kids have to get more extreme, more crazy. Like what's going to just shock, because kids rebel. That's what they do. Like it's just they need to say fuck you to society and do something crazy. And now it seems like that's the last taboo. I just like, no, I'm going to be a girl now. What do you think of that? Like, so, take that. Like, I could be 100% off base on this, but that's just what I think.
No, I agree to an extent. I mean, I think they do feel the need to rebel, but the problem is they have too many things they can rebel against. So they get confused as to what to rebel against, and
yeah,
they
so just cut their dicks off and take hormones.
They throw a dart at a fucking, a board and go, okay, I'll pick this topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Climate Extinction Rebellion and do interpretive dance, so everybody fucking stops buying carbon fuel or some shit.
and then take a shit in the street.
Yeah, take a shit in the street and fucking
And take a bite of baby and go home.
Toilets are fucking racist.
Yeah, well, toilets are racist, Jerry. Come on, man. Think about all those countries.
Why
that
are they
don't
all
have
white?
Toilets. Yeah, why are they all white? I've never.
Why they gotta
shot.
be white? Why they gotta be white?
Why do they gotta be white? If anything, they're racist towards the white man because you're shitting on it. Come on.
Royal privilege. Royal privilege, right?
Royal privilege.
From the throne.
Have any of you guys ever had a conversation with your female friends in regards to urinals?
Perhaps.
No.
Female friends.
Yeah.
I've always been of the stance where it's like, look, if you want one of those urinal troughs in the women's room, you knock yourself out. I mean, we've all been to the club where it's just like a big trough.
That's like any sports stadium I've been to, or just the old trough. Everybody just whip their dicks out, just go for it.
Or like the old school urinal in the floor. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Where it's just a wall you're basically peeing on.
Yeah. I'm like, you want that? Go ahead, take it. I don't give. Why would I give a shit where you piss? As long as it's not on me.
I mean, it might not be so bad. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
All right. Flavortown, let's do some hidden history. Let's do some hidden
dude.
history. I know you got something. You got something cute, ready to go.
Hell yeah. You guys ever heard of Anatoly Fomenko and the new chronology?
No.
Yes, I've heard that
Alleged
name.
new chronology.
Alleged new chronology.
Elaborate.
So this is something that I've looked into a little bit. I can't say I've read his books. Because he has a lot of books. So Anatoly Fomenko was born in 1945. He's an academia of Russian Academy of Sciences, member of the Russian Academy of Natural Sciences, pretty intelligent, well-known professor over in Russia. He's won a bunch of awards, and he wrote a bunch of books on what he calls new chronology. And so figured the best way to kind of introduce the topics is I've got a summary here of some of the claims that he makes. So number one, this is from his, this is a summation of volumes 1, 2, and 3 of History, Fiction, or Science. So number one is that the different accounts of the same historical events are often assigned different dates and locations by historians and translators, creating multiple phantom copies of these events. These phantom copies are often misdated by centuries or even millennia and end up incorporated into conventional chronology. Number two, that the current chronology was largely manufactured by Joseph Justus Scaliger in Opus Novum de Emendatone Temporum and Theosorum
the Jesuit
Temporum.
scale.
Yes. And represents a vast array of dates produced without any justification whatsoever, containing the repeating sequences of dates with shifts equal to multiples of the major Kabbalistic numbers 333 and 360. It was also completed by the Jesuit Dionysius Petavius in De Doctrina Temporum in 1627 and 1632. Number 4 states that archaeological dating, dendrochronological dating, paleographic dating, numismatic dating, carbon dating, and other methods of dating of ancient sources and artifacts known today are erroneous, non-exact, or dependent on traditional chronology. That their use in conjunction is confirming one another is a statistical fallacy. Probabilities can't be added. As a personal aside, I'll also mention that what I find with archaeological dating that's complete bullshit is most of the time that you see archaeological dating, the only reason that they're getting those dates is they're like, oh, well, this group, we found this vase and it was over here, and we know that this group of people lived in this area from this period of time to this period of time.
It's all assumptions. Yeah, it's all
therefore
assumptions.
it's from this time. So and you give oddly specific dates too, so it hardly makes any sense. Number 5, there is not a single document in existence that can be reliably dated earlier than the 11th century, and that most ancient artifacts may find other than consensual explanation. The histories of ancient Rome, Greece, and Egypt were crafted during the Renaissance by humanists and clergy, mostly on the basis of documents of their own making. Now, I do know that, what was the Napoleon guy's name again? He was
Napoleon Bonaparte?
No, the guy who wrote the book on Napoleon a few months back.
I have no idea.
Walter Bosley.
Yes, Walter Bosley.
Okay, yeah, I do have an idea then.
Because Walter Bosley talked about how, Egyptology was essentially created by Napoleon. What we know is modern Egyptology. So, and that's just one example. Here's a good one. Number 7, that the Old Testament is a rendition of events of the 14th to 16th centuries AD in Europe and Byzantium, containing prophecies about future events related to the New Testament, which is a rendition of events of 1153 to 1186 AD. That the history of religions runs as follows: that the pre-Christian period, Bacchic Christianity, which is 11th to 12th century before and after Jesus Christ Christianity, 12th to 16th century, and the subsequent mutations into Orthodox Christianity, the Catholicism, and Islam. That the most probable prototype of historical Jesus was Andronicus, allegedly AD 1153 to 1186, the emperor of Byzantine, known for his failed reforms, his traits and deeds reflected in hidden biographies of many real and imaginary persons. That the Almagest of Claudius Ptolemy, traditionally dated to around 150 AD and considered to be the cornerstone of classical history, was compiled in the 16th and 17th centuries from astronomical data of the 9th to 16th centuries. The Book of Revelation, we know, contains a horoscope that is dated to 25th September through 10th October 1486, compiled by the Kabbalist Johannes Reuchlin. All major inventions like powder and guns, paper and print were made in Europe in 10th to 16th centuries, and that ancient Roman and Greek statues showing perfect command of the human anatomy are fakes crafted in the Renaissance when, according to Fomenko, such command was for the first time attained. There is hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of pages.
I don't know a lot about that vampire stuff.
I will say this right
I
off
know
the
it's a
bat.
thing.
I am not a mathematician. I am not a statistician. I am not good enough with math to go through and try to argue his claims. I've looked at some of these things. They look good. I don't know. But obviously there's a lot of criticism about him, and of course it's all alleged. But basically the idea is that the Vatican, Jesuits, whoever you want to call it, made up 1,000 years of history. So if we're going by, the new chronology that Fomenko puts forth, we're probably living in the year 1000.
Oh man, I hope that's true. Really. There's nothing I could say that could not make this true.
Show me the documents.
Well, like I said, you can find his books, and there's a ton of stuff. I'll post. There's a Stolen History article where somebody compiled a bunch of evidence of all of his stuff, and then a list of all of his books. And there's a bunch of YouTube videos and lots of people who kind of go through and try to summarize all this stuff. This is I'll admit this is probably the stuff I've looked least into personally, but it is definitely something that is heavily discussed in these kind of communities. So
yeah, check out Jan Irwin's YouTube channel. It's called Logos Media. He's got a bunch of videos detailing that, plus Scaligari and
Yeah, I've listened to a couple of his shows on it, and I like it quite a bit. And of course, like I know, like
Josephus
there's
was the other one. Sorry.
yes,
Go ahead.
Josephus. Miles Mathis did like a criticism of Fomenko as well, which I'm not super sure on Miles Mathis, to be totally honest with
me
you.
neither. I just heard someone else talking about Fomenko and totally poo-pooing it, going, "That's bullshit." And it was someone credible, and I don't remember who it was, though. I'll try and find out.
No, Flavor, if you're interested, I'd a couple years back, I'd written a paper, article about the Book of Revelation being written about the Emperor Nero as opposed to being a religious prophecy.
Yeah, I'd definitely be willing to check that out.
Well, Nero is the beast in Revelations.
Yeah, exactly.
616.
There's an entire reading of Fomenko's Fiction or Science on YouTube, read by John McTemmy's. It's 20 parts.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's pretty fascinating. Like I said, I think we talked a little bit about this on the last show, where it's like it's so hard to prove a lot of history, especially when you're interested in it and you go through it and you're trying to verify the things that you think you know, and you find out that, like, yeah, okay, they say this is from 500 BC, but the only reason it's from 500 BC is because we found some script or some tablet that somebody found in 1785, and like we didn't really do a good job of dating it at the time, but everyone just takes it for granted that we're basing it off of this thing.
We just found it's like they just found things together, and they're just assuming that they're like basing it off of a rock that they carbon dated. Like it's just
yeah. But that issue came up earlier tonight with that UFO video that guy had. Mm-hmm. Jerry had pointed out. He said, "Are we sure it happened on the date he posted it?"
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything. It's like we don't really know any. I mean, we're just led to believe what we're told.
How many times do we hear news stories where it's like, they show a video of something happening. It's like some kind of like, looks like some Middle Easterners like shooting each other or whatever. And turns out it's a clip from like 2014.
Well, yeah, they just
the
did
Kentucky
that this
Air
week.
Show.
Yeah, exactly, from the Kentucky Air Show. What was that? ABC did that?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Scumbaggery.
It is. That's 100% scumbaggery. And then they actually came out and said, "Oh, we're sorry." They made a correction, which is good because it's like they didn't double down. Yeah, but
it's out there. Everyone saw that, right?
Yeah.
And it's burned in their memory as turkey and hate Trump and Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad, Jer.
Did you hear all the?
I'm breaking everything. I'm sorry. What was that, Jer?
Project Veritas put out 2 insider videos about this guy who'd been secretly recording people inside CNN for 2 years. Or no, I'm sorry, he worked there for 2 years, and he's been taking. And he's got, what is it called, hidden camera footage of all these people, like saying that, they're the only thing they want to do is take down Trump, and that's they'll drop all the other news just to push the Trump stuff. It's hilarious. And it's all just for money, for clicks. It's they don't care.
That's 100%. Well, I mean, dude, they have nothing.
But Jeff Zucker, the guy who runs CNN, hates Trump. They work together on The Apprentice, and he's got a personal vendetta against him.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and it's like all their talking points is go against Trump, and it's like when you have, and that's the thing, when you have CNN reporting that shit, any other little news network picks up on it, and they just it's
right, and then CNN
becomes
will
an echo chamber.
Yeah, they parrot.
CNN will pick it up after someone else publishes it and use it as sources say.
Yeah, yes.
Or sources confirm. They confirm each other. That's exactly how the dossier, the fake Steele dossier, got through the FBI into the FISA courts, allegedly, because it got corroborated by itself being published somewhere else.
And how about that? How about the whistleblower laws getting changed just like 3 months ago? Like, I mean, dude, that's
convenient.
I mean, yeah. It's very silly. Lots of silliness going on in this world.
I'm thinking now Gordon. John Bolton is the whistleblower, or he is
I've heard that
source of the whistleblower. Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard that.
One of the quotes from that lady who got that Fiona Hill lady from John Bolton said if something about if they look into Biden. I forget the quote now. It's like it'll be like a hand grenade thrown into. Let me find the quote. It's funny.
I'm like, Gordon's the whistleblower. What the fuck did I do this?
Dude, I hope Hillary fucking throws her hat in the ring tomorrow.
Season 4 of the Trump campaign's looking pretty spicy. They got some new storylines. It's
Season 4
pretty
of
good.
The Trump campaign is looking good, man. It's heating up.
Seasons were heating up. I mean, he signed on for 4 more seasons. I mean, we already know this,
We'll
right?
see what happens.
Did you see the tweet she sent where he dared her to run for president?
She's like, I probably will, or something.
No, she's like, don't tempt me. I'm like,
dude,
oh,
she's like, do your job. Is what she said.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I have a feeling tomorrow she's having. Okay, what do you got, Jer?
She's not going to run. She's too old. So, the whole thing's about Rudy Giuliani poking around, right? So it looks like Trump sent Giuliani behind the scenes to start looking into some of this shit.
Right.
So once the deep state, quote unquote, deep state got a hold of it, they started trying to take down Giuliani, and that was when the smear campaign started a week or so ago, when they talked about how he parachuted in from Mars with his conspiracy theories. Remember that? It's hilarious. Oh yeah, they were pointing him as a kook and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so they're apparently the deep state's scared, and Bolton said, and that's after that is when the Ukraine shit started. Was it Russiagate to the Ukrainian Boogaloo?
Yes.
Yep. So here it is. So Bolton, so there were some text messages that got released that were damning and were bombshell, but they weren't. But they said he was. So where's it? So then this is what Bolton said. Giuliani's a hand grenade who's going to blow everybody up.
Dude, honestly, like I believe that almost. Like, I don't know. Just looking at Giuliani, you just get that like slime ball shiesty vibe from him. Like he's like, I can't help but get like a scumbag vibe. Like, Giuliani, you are a scumbag. That's what I get from him when I see him.
Remember when he handled 9/11?
This is the problem. This is the problem I see. This is the conundrum we have right now. Giuliani's looking into this, and they don't want him looking into it, and they're trying to stop him. And they're doing that by saying the president is trying to find dirt on his political opponent. Okay. Adam Schiff came out today and went as far as to say the president should not be allowed to investigate Joe Biden. No one should be allowed to investigate him because he's a candidate for president. That's what he said today. And this is a problem. This is exactly why Hillary Clinton got away with the email.
Well, dude, but haven't campaigns gone and gotten what is that?
What if Joe Biden murdered someone and Trump found out and wanted to investigate it? And he's not allowed to because Biden happens to be running for his office?
That seems a little extreme, Jer. I mean, murders, that might not be the best. Yeah.
Hey, what does Nancy Pelosi always say? No one is above the law.
Yeah. The perfect
right?
time.
They love to say that. They love to fucking say that. So,
That's
hey,
true.
Turnabout's fair play.
Dude, it's all just, it's literally just bears on unicycles juggling. That's all that's happening right now. It's
good
all
analogy,
just
dude.
nonsense. It's pure
I know,
nonsense.
but you got to keep an eye on it because they're going to take your rights away when you're not looking because of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they were saying about Obama right before Trump got elected, though? That he was just going to like
every single thing
martial
ever.
law.
This the actual truth of it though is nobody runs anything, and this I mean really, if I didn't do a 401k and have to force them to pay taxes, like they would have no input on my life at all. Like they do nothing.
I'm just saying things are changing. Like New York, you can't even call someone an illegal alien anymore.
Sure, you could. I guarantee
no, you can't.
Can.
$250,000 fine.
Oh, get reported. It's funny. At work today, there's
just, I mean, the shit's changing, and you got to keep an eye on it.
Just a funny little weird story. Well, this one dude owns one of these stores in one of our buildings in the storefront. He's I guess more Democratic leaning guy. He's always talking shit on Trump and stuff. I think it's mostly related towards coming from his wife. Like his wife's the mouthpiece, you know, because my father-in-law is a hardcore Republican, you know, and Dave just looks over him. Today he just couldn't take it anymore. He's like, "What fucking guy do you want to give all your shit to? Tell me that. Which one of these fucking idiots do you want to give your shit to?" And he's like, I don't know. You know, like they don't even, dude, you're a maniac if you want to vote for any of them fucking tards.
Unless it's
Like,
Tulsi.
they're all socialists. They're all fucking communists,
I'll vote for
dude.
fucking Tulsi in a second. Give me my fucking Hawaiian milk goddess.
Yeah.
I want her. That coconut queen. Just I want to surf with her and work out with her. That's all I want to do.
She's got no chance.
I know, no chance at all. None
It
at all.
sucks. That's the sucky
None
part.
at all.
Yeah.
And she's their best bet. Like honestly,
None of them
she's
have
the
a
best
chance.
candidate they have. Tulsi
None of
is
the
the only one I
Democrats
feel
have a
that could probably debate Trump. None of them can debate Trump. They'll all get ripped
Nobody,
apart.
dude. Yeah.
Dude, they can't debate him. They will get ripped apart. And if they do
You
somehow
are
win,
asking for trouble.
if they somehow win, he will still win. Like he's going.
You can't lose right now.
I think Trump would be more respectable with Tulsi if it was her.
Maybe
But it would.
It would be cool if
he'd
Trump
have nothing to talk shit about her too. Like he's really
Trump
got
dumped
nothing.
Pence and took Tulsi as vice president.
That'd be awesome if he dumped Pence and took Tulsi as VP. That'd be awesome.
That's a good way to fuck the Democrats over.
I just don't know why they didn't end up rolling George Clooney out there. He seems like the super rival to Trump. Like
maybe.
he's an actor.
destined
He's
for-
smooth. He's
CF
definitely a liberal.
material.
Or you know what would be awesome is if they impeached and removed Trump and then he runs again and then wins. And then
That would be awesome.
And then it gets 8 years after this, so we get like 11 years of Trump.
I think last week that Mike
term
guy
is
was like
null and void.
talking about the whole Giuliani and the Giuliani and Trump stuff. He's like, oh, they got him. When we're just like, what? Got what? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Because two guys that knew Giuliani got I don't know, looked at by the FBI, I think it was.
They got everybody on a bunch of dopamine hits with all the
dopamine.
That's exactly it with their
shit.
clickbait.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah,
It's
they're
clickbait,
clickbait
yeah.
headlines because they have
Yeah.
nothing, and it's just gonna
They
be
got him,
it's
man. They got him.
it's nothing,
Yeah.
man. And
I
it's
don't
gonna be
think so.
nothing again. And
Did
it's
you
like,
guys see that clip where the reporters were asking Trump if Giuliani was still his lawyer? He's like, yeah, I guess, whatever.
no, but that sounds great. I just love it. I love the chaos. Like I love his buffoonery. Like it's my I live for just waking up and seeing his all caps tweets. Just ridiculous. Like
Did you see the tweet where he endorsed his own impeachment because he's a fucking moron?
Yes, he wrote at the very end, impeach the prez. He wrote it at the very end of his tweet.
I'm like, man, come on! You're just making it. He's making it funnier than hell.
Dude, he's just a master troll, man. He's the shit posters president, and that's why we love him, because he's just funny. And people that don't understand like the humor, those are the people that are the angriest because they don't understand
They don't
humor.
have my talent, my money, or especially my good look.
Exactly. Like a comment like that is a
Just like
troll
that.
comment. It's just a pure like I'm gonna get these people riled up with this.
About
And
last
that's
week when he was talking about how he's the ultimate genius.
Yes, exactly. He just
I forgot
says
what he
stuff.
said. He's like,
Because he knows when
He had the perfect conversation.
Yeah, I had the perfect conversation. Like nobody has better conversations. When he says stuff like that, like it's a win-win because it triggers the shit out of people in the media and the left, and then the idiots who just believe every word of him are like, oh yeah, he has the best conversation. Like he's just a master.
The world is waiting for you to be president.
Exactly. Like that's. It's just
like,
it's the most
You're the
fun.
most amazing guy.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I don't vote either.
You're
Let's
handsome.
throw that out there.
You're rich.
Imagine voting for
I've never voted in my life, and I don't ever intend on it. But I will say
then you
that
can't
this
have an opinion.
podcast.
You can't have an opinion.
No, exactly. I can't have an opinion on anything.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I voted for Obama once, and I voted for Trump this last one. So
It's
I'll
too
vote.
confusing for people to understand.
James, you're in Ohio, the biggest swing state too. So hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you made.
I got
Trump
hooked
president.
with the Obama change campaign.
Oh yeah, man, everybody did that because
it sounded
he's a
great at the time.
It's because he's a goddamn wizard casting spells on the nation up there,
Yeah.
telling everybody he's going to change everything with his fucking magic words and his hand movements and his suave. Like he's just a master up there, just being him.
And Trump had me at "You'd be in jail."
Yeah, when he said that to Hillary, yeah,
Stood over Hillary's shoulder.
What's crazy, like
jail.
you go back to like Bush, and like Bush fucked up, and like everybody hated him towards the end, but he stuck that landing because he now is just like the dude everybody wants to have a beer with. He's on
what was the
Ellen.
Ellen shit? Yeah, I think she was getting
he's
ripped
hanging
and
out.
slammed.
He stuck his fucking landing, man. Like he just owned it, and he got out looking clean. All that stuff about him painting veterans and shit like that.
There's a huge divide in the left right now, where you have the old like hippie boomer generation that just want like the business as usual Democrat, like the Biden. They want the Biden in, and then you have like the younger generation that like wants like the leftist everything for free, the Bernie crowd. So there's this like the Democratic Party is so divided. There needs to be more parties. That's literally what it has to be. Otherwise, they won't be able to do anything. There needs to be like a third or fourth party, or we need more options. This two-party system is not working.
How about get rid of the parties and Congress, maybe even the Senate is something more like jury duty.
I like it. Yeah, just make people serve. Definitely.
Yep. You get paid, and it's like going to the army. You have to keep
$15 an hour.
Maybe they don't have to keep your job for you, but still, I mean, it'd be cool that way.
Minimum wage, $15 an hour now.
And then people would actually fucking appreciate what's going on. They would be, everybody in the world would be familiar with how our government runs, which would also help.
Yep.
What are the core values that we, as Americans, hold in common?
What is that, an Obama board? Get that out of here.
I'm like it is.
I'm curious whether it would be better or worse if there was a third party system that was bigger, so where it was like a 3-33 split. But
I mean, I think, 33. Give it. I mean, honestly,
Exactly.
I think more options. There's no way more options couldn't be better. Like people need choices. We're not just. It's not A/B. Like we have 1,000 genders. We should be able to have more than fucking 2 political parties.
Leaving dishes in the sink and not making my bed.
Did you hear about the Piers? What's his name?
Pierce Morgan.
Oh God,
Pierce
Morgan. Piers Morgan. Yeah, has talk show, right? Good Morning Britain.
Yeah, I didn't.
So he was talking about the gender thing and how ridiculous it is, where they have, was it 30 genders in New York that are recognized?
Right.
And he goes, well, if I could be anything, I'm going to be a penguin. I identify as a penguin. So now he identifies as a two-spirit penguin. And now they've got a petition to get him fired from Good Morning Britain because he's a transphobe and he's mocking them. But he's like, he made a good point. And Tim Pool was talking about this today. That's where I heard about it. That if you can be any gender you want and identify as whatever you want, why can't he identify as penguin? Especially there's one called a kale, I think, that's a space-like thing. It's a gender that New York recognizes. So if that's allowed, why wouldn't penguin be allowed?
I think that he would be able to identify with the weasel.
I mean, really, dude.
We don't need to personally attack people. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I hate Piers Morgan.
Well, it doesn't matter if you hate him or not. It doesn't matter. The point is valid.
It
doesn't matter what your opinion of him is.
Well, for that matter, I mean, we could identify as a desk. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I feel like there's maybe legitimate people who have identified as the other gender, and things have just blown so out of proportion, and it's just the wrong people have gotten this power into their hands and have made this an issue it shouldn't be. Like, I don't know.
And just to finish what I was saying about Piers Morgan, though, see, he's infamous for ripping off other people's thoughts and theories and shit. And this is something that he had on his talk show like 6 months ago. And this guy brought it up, and he's like, well, if that's the case, I'd like to identify as Oldsmobile or something to that effect. and Piers Morgan like fought him tooth and nail on that. He's like, well, you can't really identify as inanimate object. And here he is now, and he's pretty much saying the same fucking thing he argued against.
He's not serious. He's making a point.
No, I know
It's
that.
the
I
same
know
point
that
he made 6 months ago. It's ridiculous.
No, he's regurgitating because he fought against that point. He said, you can't identify as just anything you want.
That's what he was saying.
No,
So
I
that he
know
was mocking it.
Yes.
Yeah, he was mocking. He was completely mocking it
because it's wrong. It's goofy. It's ridiculous.
Oh no, yeah,
You guys
and I agree.
did you guys ever watch the show Bananas in Pajamas?
No. You ever watch Banana Splits?
I do.
Banana Splits? Isn't there like a new
I
special?
remember.
A new Banana Split
No.
special?
No, it's a movie, and it's a horror movie.
It's a horror
movie.
It's on the cloud, isn't it?
It is, but the cloud is kind of foobar right now for some unknown reason.
That's what I thought too, man. I went and checked the other night.
Can't talk to it.
Yeah,
don't know
we'll
what's going on.
We'll figure this out. Man.
Dude,
got any-
everything in the cloud's been going fucked
We got
up
any
lately.
final thoughts? We got any final thoughts for tonight?
I have to pee.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Jerry, you got Obelisk tomorrow night, yeah?
Yeah, we do. It's going to be a good show. Tomorrow night we have, Lidsville's awesome. Fucked up, twisted show. It's one of those not Rankin Bass. Sid and Marty Croft. Remember those? Like
Lidsville? Yes.
Yep. And Witchy Poo and HR Puff and stuff. Anyway, tomorrow night on the Obelisk we have Nathan Lee Miller Foster.
The
aka
occult fan.
Yes. Nate's going to walk us through the connections he's found between Twin Peaks, Fringe, and the X-Files.
Huh. That should be a pretty good show. Right on.
And the synchronicities that surrounding him finding all these things. So it should be pretty cool.
Nice.
And we have a new segment this week, astrology. So
Man.
should be good. Should be good.
Tune into the
Check it out.
Obelisk tomorrow night. Or if you're listening to this on download, fuck you. Gordon.
I didn't do it.
What you got to plug?
My usual, just my books. You got the link.
Yep, Gordon Smashwords. Smashwords. We'll get it there. We'll get it there. Right on. Mellowhorus, what do you got to plug?
You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mellowhorus. I don't really stream that much.
What's
so I'm
Twitch?
kind of just fucking around.
Twitch is the YouTube alternative, but the for gamers and streamers.
What are you gaming, dude?
Apex.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Never jammed that one yet. I have it, but I've never played it.
I'm following you. I'm giving you a follow right now, brother.
Awesome,
There
man.
it
Thank
is.
you. Oh, and as far as like a final thought, I just wanted to thank everybody for listening to me rant about my UFO stories, because lots of people kind of just go that was probably just like a satellite or just like a fucking meteor shower. But no, when I see stuff like that, it's pretty cool that we all see stuff like that, or most of us have, and it's something that you can't really explain. And it's kind of cool that you gave me the platform to share my story. So I just wanted to thank you.
Dude, thanks for
Dream State.
Oh, you can get me all teary-eyed. This is the whole point of this show, man.
Nah,
We
yeah,
created
that's
this
awesome.
show for this exact reason. This is why it's here.
100%. Yeah.
That's why it's here.
It's an outlet for
beautiful.
everybody.
Yeah, man.
Just
Thanks for
like
joining us too,
Yep.
man. You're in the fold now, hanging out.
Yeah, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
One of us. One of us.
Exactly. Exactly. Flavortown, what do you got to plug?
Ooh,
Shonen Dump?
Besides Shonen Dump, if any of you guys out there listening and are interested in learning more about hidden history, you can go to stolenhistory.org. I have a profile there. I've made a lot of posts and threads. My username is Trismegistus or Trismegistis. And you can also, I would first of all implore you to go to the Hidden History channel on the Cruising with Steak Discord.
Do it.
Because there's a ton of stuff that I post there.
Tons.
If you guys love reading, then you'll definitely love this. This is not the kind of thing that you can just pop on YouTube and watch a 20-minute video on. It requires quite a bit of stuff to look at. But otherwise, grateful for Cruising with Steak for bringing me on board. And
this is just I'm getting hit in the feels right now.
Yeah, dude, you got to.
You're making my loins all tingle.
I mean, Canadian Thanksgiving was not too long ago, so you got to think
true.
things you're thankful for.
I
like it.
Thankful for Gramerica.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Be here.
So Adam Sane was on Coast to Coast last night.
What? Was he plugging the? Yeah, he's probably there. That's awesome. Congrats! Shout out to Adam.
That's a
Good
bump.
job.
It was probably the deal. I'll let Banal.
Banal got him in.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. We found it.
Was he a writer for them or something?
Yeah, he writes.
Banal's our webmaster
or web producer or something. Yeah,
whatever he is.
He does all that.
We were talking about those UFO stories. I've told it before, but my wife, Flavortown, her and her sister saw. I know, but I got a TR3B story that would go along with yours.
Crow was on last night.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
Crow 777.
Get it.
No, I didn't. She saw. Her and her sister saw one in would have been the later 90s, like 97, 98. Yeah, probably right around that whole Phoenix Lights area time frame.
Phoenix Lights was 97.
Yeah, we live right. Well, I live in the same town that they did growing up now, but so I'm less than a mile away from here, coming up right off Lake Erie. I live like a couple hundred yards from Lake Erie, and her and her sister get out of the car in their driveway. They turn around, they look up, and there's a black triangle, 3-lighted thing, no sound, no nothing, just floating right above. Yeah, they chalked it up as nothing. Like, and I've known my wife, dude, for like 16 years, and then she had just told me that story like maybe like 3 years ago.
Crazy.
Unbelievable, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Fucking gnarly. Yeah, I go in more detail next time, but it just popped in my head.
Hell yeah, James. That's what we do
here.
Man. And thanks everybody for listening. Just, remember to like, share, subscribe. Give us some ratings on Apple iTunes. Give us some iTunes ratings. We're up to 28. If we can hit 40 by the end of the year, I'll give out a prize to somebody, a random 5-star review.
He'll take off his shirt live on air.
Bathwater. No, he's going to give his bathwater.
Yes, I'll give my bathwater. Yes. Grim Delphine. I got this. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you all next Tuesday night, and so long. Goodbye.
Later.
Bye, you guys.
Good night, world.
I feel safe. I feel safe when I'm with you. It must be your grace. How you skate in figure eights beneath the spinning disco ball. How you skate, how you skate, how you skate. In figure eights, in figure eights, in figure eights. Beneath the spinning, beneath the spinning, beneath the spinning disco ball. How you catch, how you catch, how you catch me when I fall, when I fall, when I fall. And after all, and after all, and after all, you're my wonder wall, my wonder wall, my wonder wall. And I will hold open doors for you and do chores for you and swim from shore to shore for you. 'Cause mi amor, I sure do adore. feel great, I feel great, I feel great. In this place, in this place, in this place. Beneath the willow, beneath the willow, beneath the willow tree with you. What a catch, what a catch, what a catch. You're so smart, so very smart, so very smart. And that's not all, and that's not all, and that's not all. You also got a big heart, a big old heart, a big old heart. And I will hold open doors for you and do chores for you and swim from shore to shore for you. 'Cause mi amor, I sure do adore you. A high escape, a high escape, a high escape. In figure eights, in figure eights, in figure eights. Beneath the spinning, beneath the spinning, beneath the spinning disco ball. A high you catch, a high you catch, a high you catch. Me when I fall, when I fall, when I fall. And after all, and after all, and after all, you're my wonder wall, my wonder wall, my wonder wall. And I will hold open doors for you and do chores for you and swim from shore to shore for you. 'Cause mi amor, I sure do adore you. I feel safe, I feel safe, I feel safe. In this place, in this place, in this place. Beneath the willow, beneath the willow, beneath the willow tree with you. What a catch, what a catch, what a catch. You're so smart, so very smart, so very smart. And that's not all, and that's not all, and that's not all. You also got a big heart, a big old heart, a big old heart. And I will hold open doors for you and do chores for you and swim from shore to shore for you. 'Cause mi amor, I sure do adore you. I feel safe. I feel safe when I'm with you. It must be your grace. How you skate in figure eights beneath the spinning disco ball.